Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. It's cold. For today's video, there's a back and forth with Chappell Roan and I just want to go over all of it. So like a reporter made a snippy article about her and then she and a few other celebrities responded and then he cried about it. So let's just go through it together. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. It really helps my channel out. And make sure that you check out my merchandise site, ayclothing.tmall.com, where you can get this, stickers as well, and notebooks and clothes and all the rest of it. And make sure you check out my book on Amazon, The Prime Minister's Porky Mistress, $2.99 at Amazon. Go check it out and give me 5 stars. If you didn't like it, then don't bother. Chappell Roan. I've got something to admit. This is my commentary channel hot take alert. Hot take that actually turns out to be completely mundane take alert. You'll never believe this, and I'm sorry for this opinion. I actually quite like Chappell Roan's music. I mean, I like Pink Pony Club. I don't really listen to the others much, but I do like Pink Pony Club. I know, don't kill me for saying it, guys. Anyway, Chappell Roan, the misguided rhetoric of an instant industry insider guest column, Jeff Rabin. The Grammy winner for Best New Artist gets respect and true appreciation for her creativity and gumption, but is far too green and uninformed to be the agent of change she aspires to be today. At least she's trying to do something. What would Prince say? Or Tom Petty? They fought for their souls and their rights to their music, putting their careers in jeopardy for what they believed was artistic integrity, the hallmark of greatness. And when you've been around long enough, you know that real substantive change doesn't come from speeches. It comes from where the rubber meets the road. Life and limb, harm's way, risking it all with action. Whether it's Prince's wresting back control of his master recording at the height of his popularity, or Petty funding his iconic album Damn the Torpedoes himself and then refusing to release it, and later taking on his label for raising the price on his LPs, skin in the game, earns a seat at the table. What are you talking about? Who fucking cares? People are dying, Kim. But that table requires a willingness to leave blood on the floor and to put your money where your mouth is. So says a journalist. It seems Chappell Roan wants to turn labels into landlords, bosses, insurance providers. What? What are you fucking saying? Have you ever tried to get your expenses reimbursed from a major label, yet somehow you want them in charge of healthcare claims? As if labels want next year's winners to shout them down as slumlords in front of 60 million viewers. The architect of such a system, Motown's trailblazing Berry Gordy, received his fair share of criticism for Hitsville's unprecedented success, but the artists were happy with their royalties and credits, right? Exactly. Roan gets respect and true appreciation for her artistry and gumption, but is far too green and too uninformed to be the agent of change she aspires to be today. She may evolve quickly, perhaps build a confab of power-wielding playmakers or even pass the torch to another leader to be. But her Grammy speech was a hackneyed and plagiarized script of an artist basking in industry love while broadcasting naivete and taking aim at the very machine that got her there. Oh my god, wait, no, is he being like, funny you complain about capitalism whilst using an iPhone? Is that what he's doing, this bloke? If labels are responsible for artists' wages and healthcare and overall well-being, where does it end and personal responsibility to begin? Should Chris Blackwell put a mint on her pillow and tuck her in at night too? There is no moral or ethical obligation by any standard that holds labels responsible for the allocation of additional funds beyond advances and royalties. Oh my god, no, he's doing The Simpsons. Won't somebody please think of the record labels? Bro, they're not going to sleep with you. Roan's call for record labels to pay artists a livable wage and provide healthcare was noble, but also wildly misinformed. Well, the whole starving artist trope is just that, an outdated trope. Let people live. Google should pay me a livable wage. I'm joking. Her rise to stardom, fueled by viral moments, major label backing, and an industry desperate for the next alternative pop starlet, proves she's no longer a struggling artist. She should do something about it, rather than just talk at it. But has she not just started a conversation by talking about it? Change is waiting to be championed, not just announced. Chappell Roan, born Kaylee Rose Amstutz, isn't the first artist to frame themselves as an outsider railing against the system, but the moment she stepped onto the Grammy stage Sunday night, she was no longer the scrappy indie artist fighting from the fringes. She became part of the establishment. Yeah, that's why they call it pop music, because it's popular. she can't help that she became popular. Would you rather that she just stay starving, a starving artist and complaining? Huh? I don't know. It's disingenuous to cash a fat label check, ride meaningful industry support to mainstream success, and then act like the kid who doesn't get picked for dodgeball when your name is called. I'll break the news. You are no longer a revolutionary fighting the power, the oldest music cliche in history, but you are positioned to do great things for artists and writers nevertheless. But wasn't she talking about people getting living wage? Isn't she trying? See, there's still room for puppy dogs and ice cream in this story. Okay, why are you so okay, right, I see why people are angry about this now. Why are you being so condescending and rude? You're being so rude and condescending. Who are you? Jeff Rabum. 54. 54. Why are you being so rude? You are being so rude for literally no reason. So cry about it, you loser. Like, you're 54. Grow up. Puppy dogs and ice cream. What a dick. Roan is a product of the same system she's critiquing. Island, a subsidiary of Universal Music Group, the world's biggest music company for many years running, didn't throw down big bucks for fun. They ran the numbers, assessed potential revenue, and invested hard cash and company bandwidth to build her identity and a sustainable business around her music. Yeah, after years of her trying, right? Like, she's been doing this 4 years and now she's finally broke. It's not as if, like, all those years then mean nothing just because she's finally broke through. She's still allowed to have an opinion. It's not as if she's been like a multimillionaire from music for 20 plus years and is like, she's a new breakthrough. Like, shut up. That's how the industry works. Record labels are businesses, not charities. I didn't realize paying people livable wage was charity. Wow, Jeff. And the deal is simple. They put up the money, take the risk, and in return, they get a cut of the profits. Could the system be better? Sure. Should artists get better deals? Absolutely. But Roan's speech lacked the nuance and industry. Well, nuance and industry awareness. Like, how long do they get for the speeches? Don't they get, like, carted off the stage if it's, like, X amount of... She's hardly going to do like a fucking TED talk on stage at the Grammys, is she? To build any consensus or even speak to the priorities of an artist's platform of issues, demanding that labels pay artists like salaried employees ignores the fundamental economic structure of the business. No one is forcing artists to sign deals. For the 1 millionth time, if they don't like the terms, they can stay independent, own their masters, and take the financial risk themselves. So a label should be slapped for running its business like a business while your advance goes towards more important things, like a personal ayahuasca shaman from Detroit and a toilet that speaks 4 languages. Make it make sense. Who the fuck is getting a toilet? Okay, your hyperbole is not helping, Mr. Jeff Rabum. Number one, like, if you are going to exaggerate this much, I'm not going to take anything you say at face value because you're speaking with such hyperbolic nonsense. Why should I take you seriously? Shut up. You're so annoying. You're 54. Grow up. Ugh. Grown men. I don't even care what she did in her speech. Like, a grown man. Oh my God. And I bet he was sitting there like click-clacking away at his keyboard being like, wow, what a zinger. What a zinger. This isn't puppies and ice cream. Shut up. You condescending, patronizing. I'm going to throw my lipstick at someone. Make it make sense. You're so annoying. Speak normally. Speak properly. You're fit. Is he actually 54? Or am I just like dogging on some random Jeff Rabum that also works in the music industry? Grow up. Let the fucking write. How about that? Douchebag. You sound like Colleen Hoover. No, he doesn't. I just hate her so much. Why isn't Roan pushing her artist peers to put their money where their mouth is and donate 2 to 3% of their advance to a fund that supports fellow artists? There are some responses to this. Okay, so, she's now breathing rarefied elite level air. And the time is limited to get the Beyoncés, the Biebers, the Taylors, the Brunos on board. Is she mates with them? Are they up for it? Probably not. Is she even calling for... Shut up. Since the only way to cross the finish line is top-down funding. Is my guy trying to apply... How much is your net worth, Jeff Rabum? Because it sounds like you're advocating... It sounds like he's advocating for trickle-down economics, which doesn't fucking work. Rabum has a net worth of 22.5 million. Just a quick Google. That could be wrong, but still. Ha! Of course you're advocating for trickle-down economics, you hack. Anyway, If they're truly concerned about a livable wage, maybe they should look at how their advances are structured first. Labels get and deserve plenty of criticism, but writers, the backbone of this industry, are suffering far worse than performing artists. So this whiny expectation that labels and or publishers should be responsible for making sure artists function as fully formed adults is absurd and reeks of entitlement. Your writing reeks of immaturity. You're writing as though, I don't know, you're a bit of a child, really. Make it make sense. Here's what Roan might not understand. Record deals are structured as investments, not salaries. When an artist signs a contract, the label provides an advance, which is essentially a loan. That advance covers recording costs, marketing, distribution, and if negotiated, tour support. Major labels take at least a 7-figure risk on every artist, knowing that almost 60% never recoup a fraction of the cost and 15% cover the bills for the entire roster. Should artists have better healthcare options? Absolutely. Sounds like a union thing to me. Are you pro or against unions, my dude? Most independent managers don't have insurances either. It's a flaw in the industry at large, not just on the label side. Artists can negotiate their deals any way they choose to direct a portion of their advance towards healthcare coverage like they do with recording costs. Some already do. And livable wage, that's a different conversation entirely, but it begins with this. Isn't an advance for that purpose precisely? But you just said the advance covers recording costs, marketing, distribution, and tour support. But now he's saying that it covers livable wage. I don't think it does. Isn't touring quite expensive? One might argue that the 6-figure advances labels pay just for signing your name are livable, and they certainly buy you time to make the entire record you promised before you run out of cash, right? What a dick. Let's be revolutionaries right after my direct deposit hits is a sham. You're a sham. You're so annoying. Like, she's trying to call for it being better across the industry, and you're being like, oh, no. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Bill Meyer said something. Don't care about him. Less talking, more doing. To champion struggling artists, leading by example is the only way. Actions speak louder than viral Grammy moments, and there are real ways to make a difference. Start a foundation that helps independent artists with healthcare and fair compensation. Demand your fellow Grammy winners match your funding. Offer mentorship programs for young musicians navigating label contracts. Put your money where your mouth is and invest in a new model of artist compensation instead of expecting labels to change overnight. This is what real industry disruptors do. Taylor Swift didn't just complain. She re-recorded her entire catalogue and managed to gross $1 billion in her spare time. Prince reinvented his entire business model. Petty went on a creative hunger strike and held one of his best records hostage. That's how you force change. Put it on the table and take the hit to elevate everyone. Labels, we got you, but do you got us? Roan lamented to those in the front row. The words of a fighter not yet ready for a shot at the title. This isn't a game of laser tag at the mall with your friends. It's bare knuckle warfare at sold out Madison Square Garden. I don't think it is. What are you talking about? I can't take any of you people seriously when you talk like this. The artists and managers wearing their grown-up pants know that the high-stake games of commercial creativity has a talent plateau and a shelf life. Altruistic and good intentions never overshadow reality. Could you be any more of a dick? Like, why are you writing like that? You're not going to get... Okay, adults like myself put on their grown-up pants and they understand that if you condescendingly speak to someone, they're not going to take on board anything you've said because you're being rude to them. Adults like me understand that, Jeff. Maybe you'll get there one day once that frontal lobe kicks in, babe. I know there's going to be some brain dead person in the comment section being like, well, Alizee, you just did what he's doing, so he's not going to listen to you. I don't want him to listen to me. Fuck off. I don't care. I'll bet that if the artists come to the table as partners with thoughtful solutions to protect our community in these extraordinary times, the same faces will be there listening just as they were this past Sunday. Really? Really? The industry matrix is far from perfect and often a dysfunctional clown show, but Roan isn't ready to be Neo. She alone cannot change what requires a village. Get off the Grammy stage and find the smartest people you know to help build a platform. Yeah, then you can be the face of it, like what Elon Musk does, gaslighting the world into believing he's the genius, really. He's not. Just has smarter people working for him that he then takes all the credit for. Anyway, use your celebrity to twist arms for good. Go to the homes of your industry partners and listen. Otherwise, you're liable to become just another artist no one cares about in the industry, burning their 15 minutes of fame for an echo chamber of applause. Great songs last a lifetime and more. And I am certain that the very real struggles our beautiful, creative community face are deserving of far more than a trending sticker for just one day. Well, that was unnecessarily hostile. I wonder what Chappell Roan is going to... Is it Chappell or I'm saying Chappell. like Dave Chappelle. That's why I was saying it. Chappell. Anyway, I wonder if this ballsy attitude will last. So then Halsey defended Chappell Roan on Instagram, saying, @Hollywood Reporter, I hope you're embarrassed of the absolute personal attack you've ran and disguised as critical journalism. This is so far beneath the standard you should uphold as a publication. Jeff Rabhan's ranting, seething tantrum is loaded with assumptions and accusations that generalize the experience of every artist to that of the most successful. Our industry is comprised of thousands of voices, the elite at the very top of the class, and not the example of a monolithic experience for all artists. Advances, seldomly awarded the way they used to be, are for affording survival because your commitment to making art, the label then sells and sometimes takes an absolute majority of, precludes you from working a day job. It's a game of investment, but the investment is towards producing the materials. The person, the organic material that is producing that product, needs access to things like healthcare. Shocking, I know. If you want to profit off of someone else's art, that artist should have a basic living means to feel safe enough to create that art. An artist like Chappell, who has worked for over a decade, is not an instant industry insider. That's what I said. And I barely know about I Like Pink Pony Club. That's it. But even I knew that she's been doing this for a long time and only recently has broken through. In a similar way, isn't Sabrina Carpenter this year's breakthrough act, but she's been trying to be the breakthrough act for 8 years in the making. And to compare the payoff of her actions to those of an industry titan with the power and financial leverage like Taylor Swift, when Chappell hasn't even spun the block enough times to see the results of her long-earned but sudden success, is irresponsible for someone with your experience in this industry. Shame on you, boot-licking behaviour. Oh, I agree so much. Someone said, finally someone points out that Chappell is still new enough that she hasn't seen residuals yet. Kind of irks me when people are like, she's a millionaire now, when that's not at all how this industry works. The entire article has old man yelling at Sky energy. Him and homies getting called out at the Grammys re-ruffled some feathers. I hope she never stops saying what needs to be said. Right? And he keeps bringing up Prince, saying he would not be pleased with Chappell. Prince literally went by the artist formerly named Prince to keep record labels from stealing his identity. He would be championing Chappell's message. If the article wasn't already disgusting enough, trying to put words in the mouth of a dead artist is beyond reprehensible. Then Chappell Roan's response to the Hollywood Reporter article was, @Jeff Rabham on Instagram, want to match me 25 grand to donate to struggling drop artists. My publicist is busy publicity. Let's talk. And the follow-up will keep everyone updated on the much-awaited Jeff Rabham response, and I will show receipts of the donation. Mr. Rabham, I love how in the article you said, put your money where your mouth is. Genius. Let's link and build together and see if you can do the same. I remember the call to action at the end of the article being like, go speak to these industry insiders. Well, come on then, Jeff. Go on. Also, check out following stories where she highlights upcoming artists. Let's see. Chappell just posted these artists to her stories and asked everyone to give them some love. Have any of y'all listened to them? Favourite songs? Shouted out Hemlock Springs, Sarah Kinsley, Devon Again, Baby Storm. Interesting. And then Jeff Rabham playing the victim in his response to Chappell asking him to match her 25 grand donation. Open letter to Chappell Roan and Halsey, who thought it was a good idea to publicly challenge an educator to a 25k one-upping contest. Really? Do you know what teachers make? Right idea pointed in the wrong direction. Don't you have a net worth of 22 million, apparently, according to Twitter? Someone around you should have advised you to put up 25k before Sunday to challenge the industry to match. You would have collected from everyone and they would have felt good about doing it on Grammy night. Think of how different the conversation would be today. Instead, you're challenging a guy who has given away thousands of hours to artists in need to a cash duel on social media. Your ego isn't allowing you and your team isn't telling you what this manager would tell you. Stop dumpster diving and act like the agent of change you said you wanted to be. Okay, you too then, Jeff. I'm neither the enemy nor the problem. Really? If you weren't the enemy, why were you deliberately being condescending then? I could shake my network of friends and supporters of the mission, have 25 people lined up as advisors and mentors and mental health providers in no time, but we're doing this instead. Well, she didn't just say, donate 25k. She said, come on then, let's talk about this, and linked her public. So you could talk to her, have these 25 people lined up as well, and then do it. My article was not a personal attack. Yes, it was. It literally was. It was puppies and ice cream. Grown-up pants. It was such a personal... I'm not even a stan of Chappell, right? Like, I keep accidentally calling her Chappell, like as in Dave Chappelle. Like, I ain't even like a stan of her like that. But even I can see that you were personally attacking her and coming across as someone who's pretty neutral, right, to this. You were coming across as a massive dick. It was a call to action and a warning. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You were being so lame. To avoid the pitfalls of many who walked before you, it was a reminder that your status has changed, your strength has different muscles, and when used effectively can move mountains and affect change. I even offered several ways you could launch immediately. I never wanted you to feel attacked. Backpedaling, It is so much more commendable if people don't backpedal like a little bitch. Like, it's so... I'm swearing so much in this. I'm going to get demonetized for sure. But it's so much more commendable when people go, yeah, I said what I said. Like, you're just coming across as so limp-wristed and weak now, Jeff. Stand up, babe. This is my advice to you. And this is not a personal attack to you, babe, but stand up. Say it with your chest and mean it, and just, like, stick to your guns. My goal was to show a more effective pathway forward. I stand behind my premise and advice in my article, but I apologise to you if, we love an if in an apology, if my words left you feeling attacked. So I apologise if you were offended, but if you weren't fucking capable of ascending and didn't have once in a generation kind of magic around you, I wouldn't bother consider that. So now you're just swearing at her and being rude. I don't care about me calling you a dick 100 times in this video. Stop wasting those valuable muscles on me. You prodded the bear, dude. You clearly wanted the attention. Do you, like, fancy her or something? Oh, yeah, I went there. Do you fancy her? Like, what is with you? Oh, no, I wanted attention from her, but now she's giving it to me. Tee-hee. Like, grow up. You're 54, if Google can be believed. Imagine this is some random 30-year-old who has, like, a tenner to his name. And I'm like, don't you have a net worth of 22 million? I did cursory Googling. Can't expect me to fact check properly. Use your time to ask others, how do we get it going? Sitting atop your platform, punching me and challenging me. You started it, babe. Like, and it wasn't some random blog post too. It was the Hollywood Reporter, right? No, what was it? Yeah, it was the Hollywood Reporter. It wasn't some random blog post on like some dude that gets 10 views. You started it. Oh, journalists. I hate journalists. I hate so many types of careers. I really disdain these types of journalists. And it's like, why are you starting on me? Probably because you fucking wrote about it in your newspaper that gets seen by a lot of people. And now you're crying that you've been noticed. Grow up. Is this not what you wanted? Did you not want this attention? Because you've got it. That would be like me doing this video and then having like a YouTuber... No, that would be like me doing this video and then Jeff responds somehow and me being like, oh, why are you punching at me? I don't care. Do it. Respond. Give me some attention. If this video doesn't get demonetized, then it can go towards my philosophy PhD. Sitting atop your platform and punching me and challenging me is about as productive as running on a treadmill expecting to get somewhere. That's a stupid example. People don't run on treadmills expecting to get somewhere. They do expect to get their step count in and maybe gain muscle or lose weight. What a stupid example. What kind of writer? Not a very good writer, are you, Jeff? Move the conversation forward and focus on this foundation. I will happily help build it. You're a bad writer. Fundraise for it. Run it. Recruit providers for it. Get label and public support for it. Donate personally to it. That's what I do. Cool. Do it then. If you and Halsey had directed your fan base to donate $1 to your Living Artist Fund for every hate-filled slur sent to me, that's not their fault, dude. If, like, people on their behalf are doing that. And I don't know if it's, like, true Halsey and Chappell Roan fans would be used. I mean, you've not said what slurs precisely, but it doesn't really sound like something fan bases of them would, do you know, like true fans. You know what I mean? Anyway, you would have enough funding in one day to cover healthcare for every single artist and writer in need for almost 2 years. Really? Do you have those statistics or just using... I don't believe you because your previous hyperbole, which I've forgotten because it was so stupid, I quickly rubbed it out of my mind. But I don't believe you because you were exaggerating a lot before. So the results aren't going to change. I'm not losing my job over this. I'm self-employed. I'm lucky to already have insurance, thankfully. My feelings aren't hurt. Years of artist management cured me of those. And your fans are creative with their slurs, but I survived 3 teenagers on my own who are a lot meaner. Now what? Why are you dogging on your own teenagers? So your teenagers are a lot meaner than people using slurs online? Wow, you really just told on yourself. Firstly, great parenting. Secondly, even better parenting to now dog on your teenagers in a public article linked to your name. Good one, mate. Hope their friends at school don't see this. Thirdly, your teenagers are a lot meaner than people using slurs publicly. Do you want a shovel to keep digging this hole, Jeff? I should roast people for a living, man. It's my calling. Every time I feel a little bit bad about what I do, like, oh, am I too mean? I'm not mean enough. Now what? I just cooked you, mate. I just cooked you. That's what. Today, there's 20k more for artists in need because of you than before I wrote the article. So that's progress. Like them clapping himself on the back because I wrote the article. If you, your artist friends and your fans want to attack me for pushing you to think and act like a champion, to lead by doing so instead of finger pointing to be the change you want to be, then carry on. Artists will lose and you will fall prey to the very cliche I warned of in my piece that launched this shit show, Your Move. Shut the fuck up. God, you're so annoying. You are so annoying. And a bad dad, by your own admission. Hilarious. So funny. The top comment on this said, wait, he's a former record executive who does consulting and teaches some courses, and he's comparing himself to an elementary school teacher. He's trying to have people believe he's living paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, from what I've seen, he is apparently an instructor at NYU who does freelance work for artists and blogs. He is by no means a victim of the system like he would try and have us believe. Literally lists himself as executive, as CEO on LinkedIn. Sounds like this educator is learning a valuable lesson today. Find out, fuck around. It should be mentioned, this man is not some lowly teacher. He teaches at NYU and is elective director of a very expensive academy, 50 grand cost. He is also the proud owner of a whole ass stegosaurus, so he conveniently deleted this tweet. BCQ24 offering from Raleigh. Thoughts? Anyone bought shares of Steg? They're valuing the dinosaurs at 13 million. Wow. What, did he actually buy a dinosaur? Did he buy a stegosaurus skeleton? And community tweeted this tweet. He should sell it at an auction and support LA fires like Chappell did with her tour outfits. I'd like to donate, but all my money's tied up in stegosauruses. All I see is a man going, where? I apologise if is not an apology. An apology with qualifiers is just the apologist trying to make themselves feel better for being an asshole. 100% this, completely insincere, condescending, patronising, fuck him, nobody asked for advice. And if you really want to help her, he could have picked up the phone, found a way to reach her and shared his ideas. So passive-aggressive. I survived 3 teenagers on my own who are a lot meaner. Jeff Rabham can add terrible father to his resume. Why would you randomly drag your kids into this? And there's a final thingamabob. Chappell's critic, Jeff Rabham, crashing out on LinkedIn. Jeff Rabham, I believe she is well-intentioned in every way, and I'm a fan and respect her infatigable efforts. Do you? Really? Why are you so condescending then and patronising? Like, that's like me being like, I'm such a fan of, you know, Pedro Pascal and Keanu Reeves. Ugh, but if they'd put on their big boy pants, I would never patronise people that I'm a fan of. I'm literally only a fan of, like, literally 3 men. Keanu, Pedro, Slavoj Žižek. Only a fan of theirs. No one else. Need to add a woman to the mix. Myself. I do condescend myself, but I wouldn't condescend them. And you just expressed with great clarity the point of my piece. You can make things happen. There's a way to get it done. This isn't it. There's a window to help artists and may support what she's asking, myself included. At Jeff Rabham, bro, the problem is you're not well-intentioned. Keep spouting nonsense. Read the room. The era of no consequences is over for you. At John Jack Halland, show some respect before you disrespect me, bro. Respect is earned, not assumed, asshole. I don't know you, so Mr. Rabham will do just fine. Learn to write. Do just fine, John Jack. You've already lost credibility points with bro unless you're 17 years old. So, John Jack, you're not really positioned to determine my intentions, are you? How old are you? Oh my goodness. You aren't. What gives you the confidence to have any understanding whatsoever of the process of this piece? John Jack is a mental health therapist. Sounds like Jeff needs a little bit of help. The discussions around it, the purposeful intent. You have zero knowledge. Imagine if John Jack was actually the artist formerly known as. Imagine he was actually like an industry insider. Do you know what I mean? Which makes you the one spouting off. All clear. Read the room. Gives you away. That talking point never grows old, does it? It's mostly used by people who don't understand the room. Someone put wint. I love drill. And another thing. I'm not mad. Please don't put in the newspaper that I got mad. He's literally throwing a tantrum in every response he writes to comments that don't agree with him. He keeps momentarily appearing like he's trying to be civil, then immediately shows his true colours when someone criticises him. Oh my God, lash out at me, please. Lash me, daddy. Don't clip that. Actually, please do. People start making, please start making little clips of like the rogue as fuck stuff I say and then put it on TikTok with like Alizee Yeezy mindset or whatever. Please start memeing the weird stuff I say. Don't clip it. Do clip it. Lash me, Daddy Jeff. Someone put up a meme where it's like, unlike you snowflakes, I am not easily offended. Okay, boomer. That's their kids. That's so what it's like. That's what all these boomers are like. I don't understand why the Hollywood Reporter gave this guy the opportunity to post an op-ed. He seems like such a loser. Chappell was trying to highlight the struggles of young emerging artists. Why didn't the Hollywood Reporter allow some young artists to share their personal stories? This guy's crashing out on LinkedIn. How insecure. I hope it appears in LinkedIn Lunatics. There's something hilarious about him being triggered by being called bro, as if he didn't infantilize Chappell and Halsey by basically saying, hold on, little girls, let me, a strong, smart... I felt that. I didn't want to be like, misogyny, but I felt that the way he was talking to Chappell in his open... Chappell, the way he was talking to them, it stunk of that smug, well, I'm a man and blah, blah, blah. Let me, a smart, strong man, explain the industry to you. Bro is crashing out so hard. Part of me doesn't want him to log off. Anyway, he's getting dragged by a mental health therapist. I'm screaming. Dude, I commented on his post on Threads. He went after me. Oh my God, he's gonna make a YouTube video and then cry and then start punching at me and I'm just gonna go, lol. He kept victimizing himself like, sweetie, no, we read the article. You don't get to backtrack now. He lost it when I told him Halsey clocked his shit. I blocked him because he was getting on my nerves. On Threads, is this man gonna start crying on Venmo next? Mr. Rabham will do just fine. Anyway, that's all for this video. I think I'm poking a bear. That's all for this. He's going to come after me now. I literally don't care. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I make new videos on here almost every day. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.